101.5 FM, that's Victoria Bailey, and Lord, Don't Take Me Yet. You know, I made a comment probably this time last year. I said to you, isn't it amazing the amount of good records that we get coming through, good CDs producing, and I turn around and I look on the inside and I see Pacific International Music. Michael Flanders over there in Nashville and Rob Mackay up the road at Harvey Bay are producing some of Australia's best music, and they've done it again. There is a absolute cracker of a CD out from Chris Staff, and the album is called Different Roads. So we're going to find out more about that, and Chris joins us on the line now. G'day Chris, how you going?
Good mate, how are you?
Good. Now, it's fair to say that you've spent a fair bit of time in the background of country music, being a session muso and support artist for a lot of the big names around the place.
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, going back quite a few years, first trip to Tamworth and exposed me to a lot of jamming with different people and that kind of stuff, and making contacts, and met a guy named Cole Finley at the Austin's Caravan Park when I was about 12, and we were jamming in the barbecue area there, and then moved along, and in the process while that was going on, we from a little town called Grafton, on the northern New South Wales area, and it's known as Troy Casadale country, and yeah, I met Troy when I was about around the same sort of age, and it just pretty much sort of went from there, I guess, Dan.
Now, Chris, if you're the guy that I think I remember seeing around the place, you're the guy that someone nearly had to use a fire extinguisher to put your guitar out. You play that thing like I've never seen.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's got to be cranking and got to go flat out, mate.
And some of the acts that you've played for over the years.
Yeah, some of the guys have played for guys like McClimates were one strong one. When I was playing, doing a fair bit actually for them when I was younger, or more so, and spent a lot of time on the road with Samantha McClimate when she won Star Maker and all that kind of stuff. Done a couple of shows with the Sunny Cowgirls. I spent 7 years playing with Cole Finley. Him and I are like basically brothers.
And of course, Cole's big with Dieseltown now, isn't it?
Yeah, the Dieseltown thing. We did a show with Dieseltown, Cole Finley, Nathan Williams, and all those guys down in Sydney at the Camden show last weekend. Brilliant. And yeah, it was good fun. And then came back up and I did a show at Sawtell, which is near Coffs Harbour, on Tuesday for the senior citizens, and heading north tomorrow to Rockhampton. So.
Oh, beautiful. On the road. A life as a muso never stops, does it?
No, it doesn't, mate. It's a bit like a truck driver, I think, only I get to see more, I guess, more crowds than I suppose a truck driver does being alone on the road, you know?
Hey, Chris, it's Tracy. How you doing?
Good, Trace. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. And listen, Fender guitars. Have you always played a Fender guitar? And what was your first guitar you picked up?
My first guitar I picked up was actually, I really can't recall the brand name because it was a $20 nylon string that my grandmother had purchased from the general store down the road.
Okay, what about your first electric guitar then?
My first electric guitar was by a brand by the name of Vesta. At the time, they were pretty sort of big business, especially alongside the Jackson and rock sort of range guitars, you know, the style of guitar that more of a hard rock sort of bands play.
Yep. Do you still have it?
Yes, I do. In fact, I've
well done.
Yeah, it's kind of my baby. It's like it doesn't go on the road with me at all. It lives at Mum and Dad's, and she's candy apple red, and yeah, I kind of cherish that guitar a lot, you know.
So you a Strat or a Telly man?
I'm a Telecaster man, mate. Yep. You can thank Troy Casadale for that. I remember going to the Parkview Hotel here in Grafton. Oh, gee, going back 1992, 93.
Oh, only a couple of years.
Yeah, only a couple of years, yeah. And
a couple of years of shooting friends.
That's it. We're sitting there at the the Parkview Hotel during Jacaranda, and he was playing there with the Blue Heeler Band with Don Bailey and Peter Lee from Maryborough. And yeah, I sort of went up and then sort of introduced myself and that sort of thing, and was just asking general questions, you know. And then he got me on stage one night there, and then he said to me, "You're going to play this stuff, mate. You need one of these," you know. And I picked her up, and I'm like, "Oh man, this is so cool." And it just sort of went from there. I've tried the Strat thing, I've tried the Les Paul thing. It just kept going back to the Telecaster, and that's when I sort of met Grant Carbell from Fender Australia in Sydney a couple of years later, and Grant was sort of just watching what I was doing and, you know, scouting me about sort of thing, and then asked me to come on board last November, so.
I mean, that must have been like an absolute, I don't know, buzz for you, because for any guitarist to have someone, particularly the brand of Fender and things like that, to say, you know what, you're worthy of our brand. It
was pretty cool. I was kind of jumping out of my skin because when I didn't know what to expect, and I'm thinking, oh gee, you know, and we're just basically still building relationships. I mean, we hadn't sort of spoken to each other for going on 5 years, you know, and it was quite funny actually, because how I managed to come back to the Clarence Valley. I actually pulled out of music.
You naughty boy.
I did. I pulled out for 6 months because I've actually, at the time, I was probably going to be terminal, but I came home and, I don't know, just turned 30 and wasn't sure what I was doing, so where I wanted to go, and I met my lovely wife who we got married in January too, and she heard me playing, and she had a general idea that I played a little bit of guitar, but didn't know how far I was in the country music industry, Pete. Mm-hmm. And we sat down and spoke to Dad and spoke to a few friends, and they're like, why don't, and even Cole Finley got on the bandwagon, Luke Austin got on the bandwagon, Adam Eckersley got on the bandwagon, Brooke McClimate, they all said to me, why are you sitting back in Grafton instead of getting out there and playing your guitar? And then they all encouraged me to become an artist. And so I put my head down and contacted Michael and spoke to a few other guys, but I wasn't sure who I'd want to go with. And I went with Michael because I knew the bloke. That was, you know, and I knew what he could. And I heard Dan Murphy's Paid the Party off his new album, Living the Dream, I think it's called. And I was like, that's me.
Done, yeah.
Sold.
You're talking about your Fender, getting a deal with Fender. Fender gave me a contract not to play their guitars. They said, stay away from them. Go and pick up a cheap Japanese one or something, they said to me.
Right.
Now, when are we going to see you around the area?
Well, I'm just coming up now. Well, I'm heading to Rocky tomorrow, as mentioned earlier. I've just had a phone call from yourself. And but basically, yeah, looking at 11th of May, coming to Beerwah area, which would be pretty cool.
Of course, Beerwah Hotel is he sponsors this program, and Beerwah's got country second Saturday night of every month, so we can lock that in as the 11th of May. That's going to be pretty exciting for people to get on board with that. Years of experience as a professional muso, and I know that people are going to just get a buzz out of seeing you play that telly.
Mate, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, band gigs these days at the moment are very far and few between.
It's good fun when you can get back to do it, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
I reckon they're the best gigs.
Yeah, they are. I mean, because I've been I'm playing a Guild acoustic, which I got from Fender in November last year, and I've been playing it, and it's just beautiful, you know. And I did a band show in Tamworth, and I had Lockie Davison playing fiddle, Rusty Cook on guitar from the Sunny Cowgirls, and a bunch of guys from Newcastle. We had a great time.
Sounds like an awesome get-together. And that's the thing with country music. You can just go around from state to state, or even like from one gig to another gig, and you can pick up amazing talent all around the place. It's not particularly have to be the same lot of people all the time. Everywhere we look, we've got different headliners with different instruments and different people playing them. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like I heard did you guys play Barb and Vicky Bailey earlier, did you?
Yeah, no, actually we just played one of the old ones of Vicky Bailey. Lord Don't Take Me Yet. Yeah, it's one.
Yeah, I know the song, because I played that gig, and with her out at with Paul Costa, I was just a guitar slinger then, and we went out to Cunnamulla and did the Cunnamulla Fella Festival, and all that, and Barb and Paul Costa were on the bill, and I was playing guitar for him, and had a great time. I've known Barbara Bailey and her sister Vicky for be close on 14 years, you know.
Oh, they're doing some terrific stuff too as Bailey. So, mate, we better get on to giving this album a bit of a plug. Different Road, the single Different Road, one of your own pens.
Yes, well, it was a co-write. Most of the album was co-written. The co-writer was a man by the name of Doug Stokes. He is a full-on songwriter, everything over there in Nashville. He's a lead singer for a band. One of you guys remember a band called Shenandoah?
Yeah.
From the mid-90s, yeah. Well, he's now the new lead singer for Shenandoah. And I didn't know this. Halfway through the writing of Different Road, we're sitting there with the Hawking, and he said, yeah, I just sing a local country rock band called Shenandoah. Well, I nearly fell off the chair.
Yeah.
And he says, do you know us? I went, yeah, man. I said, I've been listening to you guys since I was a kid, you know. And it was just fantastic, you know. But yeah, Different Roads was my story on the whole situation of basically being, you know, exactly that, like stale. I'm not sure where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. It's self-explanatory, that song, really.
Well, I can tell you, I've heard the album, and what I've heard of it, I think it's an absolute winner. And next Thursday night, I think it is, we're going to be featuring this album at the end of the Nick Irby show. So just after about 9:30 next week, you'll hear the entire album here on 101.5 FM. But if you want to get a copy of this and support Chris, best way to do probably to your website, Chris.
Yeah, go to the website. You can also download the songs off iTunes. The album is available on iTunes, and CD Baby and the likes. But yeah, you can contact us or even supposed to talk to you guys, and we can sort it out from there.
There it is, plenty of opportunity, and you'll get to see Chris on May the 11th at the BOR Hotel, our great sponsor. Mate, we'll go out now with Different Road. This is Chris Staff. I think you're going to like what you hear, folks.
Thanks for coming on, Chris.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.